Again, good evening. Welcome to the 2023 Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Community Awards Ceremony. I'm Dr. Jeffrey Hunt from the Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, and as well as the City of Fresno Clovis Unity, MLK Unity Committee, and I'm pleased to be your MC for tonight. At this time, I'm going to call on Mayor Jerry Dyer to have words of expression.
Well, thank you. I will not take much time, and I'll be very brief because I know Councilmember Carbasi is also coming up here. But I wanted to welcome all of you to City Hall on this very, very special occasion. An opportunity that not only do we have to be able to recognize Dr. Martin Luther King, a man of tremendous courage and vision, and a person of strong faith, but we also get to recognize folks in our community who are worthy of recognition, whether it's for their engagement in the community, promoting diversity amongst the ranks of a police department, or the furtherance of education in our youth. And I believe that the recognition of people is so important because we are to honor people in our society who are worthy of honor. And so again, just want to say thank you to everybody. I look forward to the festivities, all of the Martin Luther King events that we have, and hopefully the march on Monday, if it does not rain, we can all come together and lock arms in unity, because that is what Dr. Martin Luther King believed in. He believed in unity above all else, and somebody that I deeply admire. So with that, God bless you, and congratulations to all the awards recipients this evening. And I'll turn it back over to our MC at this time.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. And on behalf of this, the City Council, Council Member Mike Carbasi with a welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to City Hall. My name is Mike Carbasi. I am the council member for Northwest Fresno's District 2. I am not Tyler Maxwell, who is our council president on the program. I'm not even the understudy. I'm the understudy's understudy. But it's fine by me because I get to be with you folks tonight. I just want to thank some of our elected officials for being here. We actually have more Clovis City Council members in this room than Fresno City Council members. So Vong Monatua, I know, Lynn Ashbeck, please stand. Thank you both for being here. Our just recently outgoing superintendent, thank you so much for being here, Jim Yavino. And Michelle Cantwell-Kofer, our new superintendent. And don't tell James I said this, best trustee on your board, Kimberly Tapscott-Munson. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if I forgot anybody, please forgive me. It means a lot to me to be able to be here tonight to talk about something that I learned as a child in this community, and that is our history with the civil rights movement and Dr. King. Now, if you're expecting some great emotional speech that's going to just inspire you, I don't have that gift that Dr. King was given by God. He had the ability to, I think, help this country at a very difficult time face its shame, and that's the shame of hate and racism. One of the lines from his I Have a Dream speech, that when he shared all the points that he shared, was always struck out to me, that I just picked up as a little kid watching it when I was at Malik Elementary, was I have a dream that my 4 children won't be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. That is my definition for how to treat people. And I think it's something that we all, growing up and having media today, we get bombarded with all kinds of terrible things, bad news and these things, even attacks on this country, and it's really easy to feel hate. But we have to make a conscious effort to check ourselves. And growing up and being raised by those principles is what's helped me do that. And I'm not perfect, I'm like anyone else, but I think if we recognize that we have the capacity to hate, that Dr. King helped us face, he taught us that we have the capacity to forgive, to face our ignorance, and to challenge ourselves and to do better. When you look at some of the historical figures that the movement inspired, LBJ, for example, I had the opportunity to go to the LBJ library several years ago, and what a personality. But you saw how he, a Southern Texan senator, ended up becoming an ally of the movement and not just by talking about it, politicians love to talk, but he actually passed some of the most sweeping policy measures and the Civil Rights Acts that made a difference and stopped the disenfranchisement. So I'm sorry, I'm just babbling on. I apologize for that. But I just want to share one other thing. I was born almost 20 years to the day of the I Have a Dream speech. And Dr. King delivered a lot of speeches, but that, I think for us historically, is the catalyst for what the country coming together, all people. I mean, he spoke of Jews and Gentiles, black and white, everybody that faced discrimination. But for me, I really do believe when you read about his last week of life and what he was going through, I think he knew he was going to get killed in Memphis. Maybe that sounds controversial. He had a lot of death threats. I think he made a conscious decision, even though he may have been killed, to go out and do his work, which I think was God's work, because he was a vessel for us. And it was his sacrifice and the fact that he made that decision. It's easy to watch a TV show and a movie and you hear about sacrifice and bravery. Now, you gentlemen do know what bravery is, and I appreciate that. But for most of us folks, it's a concept. He made a decision that he may very well die and leave his children without a father. But he did it for the country. And that's why we have to honor him every year, frankly, every day. So thank you so much for those of you that hold us politicians accountable so we remember him. And also, for those of you that teach, Summer, thank you, because I learned about this in school. I learned about it at the dinner table with my folks. And some kids don't have that opportunity, but our teachers can make up for that. So God bless you all. Thank you. And I look forward to the remainder of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Carbasi. At this time, I'm going to call on Madeline Garris, and we can join her for the flag salute.
Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Madeline. And at this time, I have the pleasure of welcoming and calling Pastor Paul Binion for our invocation.
Our Father and our strong God, how grateful we are for this occasion which has brought this assembly on this evening. Lord, the prophet said every morning, we're the recipient of new mercies. And Lord, we can testify it is so. You've been very good to us. Thankful, Lord, for the occasion again which has brought us together. Thankful, Lord, for the icon, for the martyr who we celebrate. Thankful, Lord, for the example that he set. And Lord, it's good for us tonight to honor those who followed the example and the mark he set with regard to service, with regard to being a drum major for justice, in fighting and giving his life for equity and fairness for all. Again, you said in your word that the greatest in the kingdom are those who serve. So, Father, again, thank you tonight. It is fitting that we honor those who have served well. And again, Father, thank you again for the coming together of this, your community and our people. We pray in strong name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pastor Binion. And I'm going to call on Pastor B.T. Lewis to lead us, and we'll join him in singing the song Lift Every Voice, which is on the second page of your program.
Wonderful. We're going to ask everybody to please stand and join us. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. evening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Phasing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you so much, Pastor Lewis. At this time, I'm going to call Committee Vice Chair Gail Gaston for introduction of Committee Chair Gail Gaston for the introduction of elected officials and special guests. Gail.
I must be a good chair because he thought I was vice chair. I didn't yell at anybody. So I would like to acknowledge also Clovis Community College, Kim Armstrong, Dr. Armstrong, thank you and welcome to Fresno. And we look forward to working with you on many projects. So thank you. Please get to know her. So I would like to give special thanks to our community partners, Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer, City of Fresno, Fresno City Council members, Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, Fresno Unified School District, Clovis Unified School District, Fresno Police Department, Clovis Police Department, also Clovis City Council, California Highway Patrol. And we do support them, and we thank them for their support, and a special acknowledgement to our law enforcement community, which we have had the support of them for many years. Once again, this is our 39th event here. We have our founder here, Dr. Sue Kapoor. Dr. Kapoor was one of the founders, and we thank you, Dr. Kapoor, for having that vision so many years ago with so many other leaders in our community. I would like to introduce our Martin Luther King Committee, founding member, once again, Dr. Sudarshan Kapoor, myself, Gail Gaston, Chair, Secretary, Dr. Jeff Hunt, Treasurer, Eric Payne, and our Unity Committee members, Terry Kimber Edwards. Terry's father was the council member that helped to bring this to the city so that this could be a citywide event 39 years ago. So thank you, Terry, for your father's vision and support. Summer Gaston Garris. Summer has coordinated the awards program, so thank you, Summer. James Lett III, CHP Sergeant Mike Salas, George Rodriguez, representing Clovis, and John Sturdivant. So thank you all for your support and all your help. Our staff person who has diligently worked and helped us has been B.T. Lewis. So thank you for all your support and your help. And I'll turn this back over to Joe.
Awesome. And at this time, we get to transition into our presentation of Community Service Awards. Each award recipient will receive a plaque on behalf of the Unity Committee. Additionally, there are certificates from Senator Dianne Feinstein, Congressman Jim Costa, and Assembly Member Joaquin Arambula. And I have the pleasure of introducing our first award recipient. Retired Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, Jim Yavino. Jim Jovino was born in Fresno and raised in the southwest part of this city. After completing his undergraduate classes at Fresno City College, he graduated from Fresno State in 1989 with his Bachelor of Arts degree in physical education and a teaching credential. He later graduated from Fresno Pacific University with a Master of Arts in Education. Jim's passion for teaching was immediately obvious, and it soon became evident that a career in education was not merely a job, but his calling. Jim has held positions in education from classroom teacher and coach to principal in Fresno, Dinuba, Central, and Clovis Unified School Districts. Prior to his appointment as the 21st Superintendent of Schools for Fresno County on July 1st, 2013, Jim served as Deputy Superintendent. He was elected as the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools in 2014 and again in 2018. Jim is a champion for all children by advocating for career technical education and the arts, as well as addressing issues of poverty, intervention, civility, homelessness, and the importance of early education. As superintendent, Jim launched the servant leadership program and district mentoring for at-risk youth, which empowers students to become positive agents for change in their schools and communities. He opened the Kids Cafe in 2019 in downtown Fresno, which is a full-service cafe that provides social and vocational skills training to Fresno County Superintendent of Schools adult special education students. Also located in downtown Fresno, Jim opened the Lighthouse for Children Child Development Center in partnership with First Five Fresno County. He is a champion for the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools All for Youth program in partnership with the Fresno County Department of Behavioral Health. All for Youth provides behavioral health services at schools, in the communities, and in the homes for children and youth ages 0 to 22 who are experiencing emotional health difficulties. Jim is also committed to career technical education. The FCSS Career and Tech Ed Night brings in more than 3,000 students and families to the Fresno Convention Center to explore career opportunities in the trades. In August of 2018, the County Superintendent of Schools opened the first countywide career technical education free public charter high school named CTech. Jim developed Education Matters, which showcases great stories in education. These segments, sponsored by Fresno State, EECU, and Chevron, broadcast every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. on KC24. One of the accomplishments over the past 2 years that Jim is most proud of is leading the COVID-19 education response in partnership with the 32 school districts of Fresno County, 28 public charter schools, and 13 faith-based private schools. Each week through Zoom, representatives from the Fresno County Department of Public Health join the collaborative meeting to provide the most up-to-date guidance for schools. Along with the weekly superintendent meetings, managers from additional FCSS departments hold specific Zoom meetings on their respective topics of expertise for school districts to join, including human resources, finance, and educational leadership. To educate the public on best safety protocols and the importance of vaccination, FCSS created the Unified in Education media campaign for television, radio, and social media, including 30-second public service announcements. Along with his commitment to education, in 2011, Jim and his wife Jennifer founded a nonprofit Fresno County pet food pantry called Halo Cafe. Jim has 2 children who are both Fresno State graduates. Daughter Noelle is an elementary school teacher in Kerman Unified, and her husband Scott is a crime scene investigator with the Fresno Police Department. They have 3 children, Merrill, Clint, and Jean. Son Vincent is employed as the Director of Enterprise Formulations at Wilbur Ellis Company, and his wife Casey is a pediatric pharmacist at Valley Children's Hospital. They have 1 child, Diana Adeline. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming retired Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, Jim Jovino. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Well, thank you, Dr. Hunt, and it's more Jeff to me. I've worked with Jeff for years. Jeff is, first of all, my friend, and love him and all that he does for our office, and will continue to do under Dr. Kofer. First, the Unity Committee, Dr. Kapoor. Between you and Pastor Benyon, I don't know which two of you in the room, when you guys are in the room, that you make me feel better. But when you're both in the room, I feel doubly better. And that's not even proper English for an educator. But I love you both very much. It's just great to see you. I am honored to receive this award. There's many recognitions that people have given me. There's none more important than this. Dr. King meant so much to me as a young boy growing up in West Fresno. I can still remember watching the speech that I think I was 7, and it was on a black and white TV, and I'll still never forget it. And it really led me to who I am and who I will continue to be for the rest of my life. Dr. King had a great influence on all of us and still does today. And that's what I really love about the work that the Unity Committee does. You don't let it die. It cannot. It is so important that this message gets out every day to not only kids in our schools, but to the public. So thank you so much for this recognition. I will treasure this always. I'm still getting shocked every time I look down and I see the word retired. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. But the fact that it came from all of you, it means so much to me. Thank you so much.
Then Jeff and I will be on one side, you be on the other.
That's good. That works. That's perfect.
No, it's just weird.
Hopefully you got a good picture. Jennifer.
We'll zoom in on us and we'll post it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Superintendent Ovino. At this time, I'm going to call Eric Payne to present our next award recipient.
Good evening, everyone. All right, my pastor will say it again so y'all can wake up the room. Good evening, everyone. All right. You have to forgive me because, one, I'm slightly visually impaired without my glasses. So if I'm doing one of these, please don't judge me. It's all the gray hairs that are coming in and it's starting to impact other parts of my vision. All right. So I really want to say this moment is about a young lady who is an anchor and an institution in our community. She continues to do incredibly amazing things to uplift our community. And so in the spirit of Dr. King, it is only right that we recognize this particular public servant. And so the 2023 Community Service Award winner is Ms. Tiffany Benyon Mangum. Tiffany Benyon Mangum was born and raised in Fresno, California. She's a graduate of California State University, Fresno, and an alum of the Craig School of Business. She has a human resources background with 19 years in the public sector. Currently, Tiffany is the Senior Manager, Strategic Initiatives and Partnerships and Project Director for the California Avenue Neighborhood, CAN. Choice Neighborhoods Initiative in Southwest Fresno at Fresno Housing. As the CAN Project Director, Tiffany has supported CAN in its neighborhood revitalization projects targeting the California Avenue neighborhood around the historic Edison High School in Southwest Fresno, a historically marginalized and underserved community. As the Senior Project Manager, Strategic Initiatives and Partnerships, Tiffany oversees strategic management initiatives and projects of impact for Fresno housing and abroad. She's a member of the National NARO Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Committee, and the chair of the Educate, Innovate, Elevate, and Act, a subcommittee of the National NARO DEI Advisory Committee, focused on educating and empowering other professionals in the work of embedding DEI as a part of the organizational DNA. Tiffany is also the national award-winning gospel recording artist, media and radio personality and producer at Believe Radio Fresno. She is the president of the Central Valley Music and Arts Collective, where the mission is to elevate and celebrate all things gospel. She is a lifetime member of the illustrious Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and a community advocate, community partner, and a faith community leader. We are indeed pleased to welcome her family, who is here to accept this award on her behalf, Pastor Paul Binion and First Lady Binion. Now, I think Tiffany sings, so I think it's only right that we have her mom sing for us, because that's where she get it from.
Well, let me say on behalf of my oldest daughter, who's not able to be here on tonight, she's very grateful for the recognition, but she would give you quite a spew on how she feels unworthy of it. Again, Tiffany was raised by a wonderful mother. The father's okay, but the mother is a wonderful woman. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. And so for the life that we live, what we do because we owe God. And because we owe God everything, then we owe God's people to serve and to give as God has gifted us and blessed us and anointed us and enabled us and encouraged us and equipped us to serve. The Bible does say also that the greatest in the kingdom are those who do serve. So on behalf of my eldest daughter, I say thank you. And again, all this does for her is inspire her to do even more. All it does is encourage her as a young woman to try even harder. All it does as a young woman is encourage her to ask God to enhance her capacity to do more, help more people. Thank you very much. Stay up front. Okay.
And since we couldn't get First Lady Binion to sing, we're going to ask Jim to come back up and sing for us. No.
Awesome. To present our public servant award, I'm going to call Summer Gaston-Garris.
All right. I didn't know 30 years later I would be presenting an award to a fellow Bullard graduate. Chief Fleming and I both graduated Bullard High School, '94, and I'm so proud of his achievements. I've been able to watch them from afar, and now I'm able to now honor him with an award. So I'm going to go ahead and read his bio, but I just wanted to personally say I'm very proud and I'm honored to be doing this. Okay? Chief Kirk Fleming began his career in law enforcement with the Fresno Police Department as an officer in 1999 after completing the Fresno Police Academy. Chief Fleming transferred to the Clovis Police Department in 2006. He was promoted to corporal in 2012, to sergeant in 2013, and to lieutenant in 2015, and to captain in 2018. Chief Fleming has served as a patrol sergeant, field training officer, detective, narcotics sergeant, computer forensics examiner, motor officer, and patrol volunteer coordinator. Chief Fleming is a graduate of California State University, Fresno, where he earned his bachelor's degree and master's degree in criminology. In 2018, after 18 months of studies, he graduated from Post-Command College with enhanced skills for managing the future, preparing for emerging issues in industry, anticipating future trends, and forward strategic thinker. Chief Fleming is very active in the community, including serving on the Cal ID RAN Board, Cal Chiefs Technology Committee, the International Association of Chief of Police, and the California Police Chiefs Association. Chief Fleming is being recognized for his commitment and his effort and dedication for recruitment of a diverse workforce in the Clovis Police Department. In 2019, soon after being sworn in as Chief of Police, Chief Fleming implemented a diversity strategic plan to recruit a workforce that includes a diverse group of people who come from a wide range of cultures, speak different languages, and have a wide range of skills. Chief Fleming recognizes that he nor his staff could not do this work alone. So he invited community members from Fresno and Clovis region to participate in a citizens diversity recruitment committee to provide suggestions and ideas about how to best recruit a diverse workforce. With input from the team that includes a wide range of personnel who speak multiple languages and represent various ethnic, racial, and cultural groups, Chief Fleming also implemented a pre-academy workout program along with a police cadet program in which approximately 60% of the participants are from underrepresented ethnic, racial, and cultural groups. He and his staff have appeared on Hmong and Spanish radio and television stations. They have participated in various community and high school job career fairs and have attended community events including the Fresno Juneteenth Festival, the Central California Women's Conference events for the Latino Peace Officers Association and the Hmong Cultural New Year celebration, and other recruiting events throughout the state. Under his direction, the Clovis Police Department has sponsored the Hispanic Heritage Month with local television stations, become a member of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce, and developed recruitment advertisements in the California Advocate. Chief Fleming's efforts are working. In the past 2 years, 56% of the police officers who have been hired were from underrepresented ethnic, racial groups, and cultural groups. The Fresno Martin Luther King Unity Committee recognizes Chief Fleming's work and his commitment to recruiting and hiring a diverse workforce and presents him with his Public Service Award. I'd also like to add that the Clovis Police Department has always supported the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Unity Committee. They have a breakfast every year. They're the ones that support putting that on. So Chief Fleming, thank you for keeping that going, and come on up.
Okay. I'm going to do what Mom says, so. Well, this is truly an honor. I'm humbled to have a committee that's been established and been together for 39 years, and to be one of the award recipients of one of these ceremonies is is an honor for me. So I don't take this lightly. I'm super appreciative of you guys electing me or selecting me for this award this evening. This by no means is anything that I'm doing alone. It's really maybe have an idea, and it's my team that's taken and implemented it. So everybody sitting in the back here is truly the ones making it happen day to day. The men and women on the streets that are out recruiting and out at all these events are the ones that truly are making it happen. I just want to say thank you to my mayor for coming. I think when your government, your administration for the city are all here representing you and supporting you, says a lot about the city. Mayor Lynn Ashback, thank you for being here. Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem, just recently, Councilmember Bong Mwanatua. My boss, John Holt, City Manager, and Assistant City Manager Andy Hausler. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. As far as Dr. King and my life, has truly had an impact on me growing up. Dr. King passed long before I was born, but I can say he had an impact on me growing up. I attended Cooper Middle School, very diverse school, back in the 80s and into the 90s. Attended Bullard High School with Summer. Her father was one of my instructors there. And it's funny how things are kind of in a circle and come back around. But I grew up with a very diverse group of friends. I've maintained those friends throughout my life, and I believe in our city. I think sometimes people perceive Clovis a certain way. People look through a lens and see us as a certain way. And maybe I did when I attended Cooper Middle School or went to Bullard, looked at Clovis a different way. And now that I'm there, I see us on a different side. And I can tell you we're welcoming. We want you to be here. We want you to come and work for our city, for our department. And we're out there shaking the doors, trying to get people in the doors. So if you know anybody that's interested in law enforcement, we are hiring. We'd love to have you. And I can help you in assisting you getting online and doing that. But again, thank you so much for this honor. I appreciate it, and I don't take it lightly. And your eyes are not bad because I couldn't read this. There's no way. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief Fleming. In addition to individuals, the committee recognizes each year an organization that is doing the work that was some of the work that was envisioned by Dr. King. To present our community service, our Les Kimber Community Services Award, I'm going to call Terry Kimber Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, you didn't give me what you gave Eric. Good evening. Oh, and by the way, I cheated, so I have it in bigger print. But you can see it in your program as well. It's very tiny, but thank you, Summer. I always assume everyone knows who my dad was in the room, and it looks like in this room, it looks like most people do. But he would have still loved this. He loved people. He loved the community. And I always say, really, he was more of a community person than a politician. He loved what he did. He loved people, and you all know that. So I'm just honored to be able to stand here before you in his legacy. He was on the city council, and Dr. Kapoor, it just warms my heart that Dr. Kapoor is here because he and my dad were founders of the whole event. And Fresno was the first city, I believe, in the nation that started the King's celebration before it became a national holiday, 2 years before. So that's how we can brag about that as Fresno, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. He did love people, loved justice. You know, our theme is Let Freedom Ring with dignity, learning, love, and justice. And the group I'm going to introduce certainly exhibits that. So I will read their bio now. The 2023 Les Kimber Community Service Award, it goes to the Central Valley Black Nurses Association. They were organized in 1973 under the leadership of Dr. Carol Drake, former Dean and Professor of Nursing, Fresno City College in Fresno, California. Other founding members include Brenda Starks, Odester Tate, Gladys Holly, Ruth Ann Terry, and Loretta Leach Scruggs. In 2016, this organization was officially recognized as a chapter in the National Black Nursing Association Incorporated and incorporated in the state of California on March 24, 2017 as a nonprofit organization. We as Black nurses established the CVBNA organization to investigate, define, and determine what the healthcare needs of Black Americans are, and to implement change to make available to Black Americans and other minorities health care commensurate to that of the larger society. Black nurses have the understanding, knowledge, interest, concern, and experience to make a significant difference in the health care statutes of the Black community. The CVBNA offers voluntary hours where members provide a host of preventative health screenings and health education, including high blood pressure, blood glucose, cholesterol, HIV, COVID-19, cancer, sickle cell, and mental health. We provide health education and screenings to community residents in collaboration with community-based partners, including faith-based organizations, civic, fraternal, hospitals, and schools of nursing. Our work in community outreach and education has included being on the front line during the pandemic and giving COVID-19 vaccinations, putting thousands of shots in arms on the west side of Fresno while volunteering hundreds of hours, doing numerous pop-ups to provide screening for high blood pressure and delivering definitive health education to the underserved communities, providing hygiene kits to the homeless students at Gaston Middle School and adding schools in the underserved areas, mentoring student nurses and providing tutoring to those in academic trouble, providing education to other community-based groups on health topics like diabetes, insulin, high blood pressure in pregnancy, and sickle cell anemia. Their mission is to provide a forum for collective action by African American nurses to represent and provide a forum for Black nurses to advocate for and implement strategies to ensure access to the highest quality of health care for persons of color, to serve as the voice for Black nurses and diverse populations, ensuring equal access to professional development, promoting educational opportunities, and improving health. Offering voluntary hours, providing health education and screenings to community residents in collaboration with community-based partners, including faith-based organizations, civic, fraternal hospitals, and schools of nursing. Their vision is its goals include support for the development of a cadre of ethnic nurses reflecting the nation's diversity, advocacy for culturally competent, accessible, and affordable health care, promotion of the professional and educational advancement of ethnic nurses, education of consumers, healthcare professionals, and policymakers on health issues of ethnic minority populations, development of ethnic minority nurse leaders in areas of health policy, practice, education, and research, endorsement of best practice models of nursing, practice, education, and research for minority populations. Please welcome the Central Valley Black Nurses Association.
Okay, so we're all standing up here looking at each other like, okay, so which one of y'all gonna say something? So I will say that my name is Joy Alexander. I am the current president of the Central Valley Black Nurses Association, and we really do appreciate this recognition. This is our 50th year in this community and servicing the underserved community. You don't hear or see us because you're not in the underserved community, okay? So if you want to see us, you'll find us there. We do pop-ups, education. We give out, what do you call those, hygiene kits to the homeless, and any other service that we can to the community. And since I'm really not the speaker, I'll let Carol say it.
Well, you did great. You did a great job, and you wrote it up well, too. So that's good. I'm glad to be here. We're all glad to be here. I'm thinking about 50 years and that. And when you're saying that I started this 50 years ago, I must have been 10. That's the only thing I'm going to say, I was 10. But I think it's really good. And I also know I knew Les. I knew Pauline, so that's good that I was there. In fact, I helped his campaign. I was with my baby in my arm. And so it was really nice. But for us to be here right now, for you to see us, that's good. We really started this with the recruitment and retention of nurses into nursing, which meant nursing students. So we were very glad. I was the director and the dean at Fresno City College, and we now have the director of City College right here with us, and that's Keisha. And we have other people. We have Brenda. Brenda here is the reason that we actually went to national. All those years, we were just doing our own thing. And I happen to know, I'm old enough to know the people who started the National Black Nurses Association. And I don't really want to say that, but that's the deal. And Brenda's the one who decided that we should go ahead and be a part of the National Black Nurses Association. And she is the former director of nursing for the LVN program at Cesar Chavez. I didn't know it was Fresno County. Yeah, Fresno. So that's, and then I know these people can speak for themselves, and there's Shania Gardner. She is actually our treasurer, and she is the manager at Fresno, director at Fresno. When I came here, I was at I was at the University Hospital, and I looked around and I said, where are the other black nurses? And you know what they said? There's one on the first floor, there's one on the fourth floor, and there's another on 3. And that's when we started the Black Nurses Association. Now, where are the nurses? It's unbelievable. So I think that you already heard from Joy, and we're just a great group, and we're trying to do great things, and we're glad that you gave us this honor. So thank you very much. We're going to get started. I think Martin would understand that we have to stand in front of you. No. She don't want to block.
Awesome. So just a couple quick announcements and closing remarks. One, and she's so humble and leads this work every year in doing the work of putting together this community awards. Can we give a round of applause to Summer Gaston Garris? And I told you she's humble. You should have saw the look I just got when And so another announcement, a special thanks to Fresno County EOC. Each year they provide us with refreshments for after this celebration. Next announcement. We've discussed as a committee prior to tonight's session. The march will happen on Monday. We will be here for the march on Monday, rain or shine. If you have concerns about the weather, or then respectfully, stay home. We will be here. I mean, I hope that didn't come across. Maybe it did, because I heard the last. Like, yes, so the march will rain or shine. We do have provisions. When the march gets to City Hall, we will be under the eaves on the first floor. So you could actually come and just hang under the eave if it's raining and you don't want to actually do the march. And then finally, for those that received awards, we would like you to join us here at the front as we close for one last photo op. Thank you all on behalf of the committee. Thank you all for coming and celebrating your friends and loved ones. Have a wonderful evening.